Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to Chronicles of the Curvaceous. You know we fabulous and tenacious. We're dropping faith-based weight loss motivation. Hey, y'all! It's Queen Fitness. I'm back again for yet another video. It's Salivation Saturday. Y'all, usually, if you know me, you know we usually salivate on the same thing just about every time I do a Salivation Saturday. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix. No, I'm just kidding. For real though, this morning I had to go get my go-to crystal scrambler. I haven't had it in a long time, y'all, and it's probably about as long as it's been since I did the Salivation Saturday. Do charges to my head and not my heart. Let me bless my food and then we'll continue with what I have for this video, because y'all know this is a faith-based channel, right? Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I thank you for this food I'm about to receive for to nourish my body. I pray that you bless it and you'll protect me, God, and I pray that you bless the hands that prepared it and whatever they stand in need of. I'll be ever mindful, God, to give your name the praise, all the honor and glory in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, y'all. So let's just get into this video right quick. I'm not gonna be before you long, but I just know I hadn't uploaded all week, and I don't want you guys to think that because my videos have not been coming out that I have not been actively pursuing my goals, because that's not true. I have actually been working out this week, but I decided to shift it a little bit. I have been still working on my Project Strong Core. Don't get it twisted. Your girl still doing her sit-ups and everything like that. But I decided to get up early and hit the pavement. I've been really focusing on trying to get my nutrition all the way together. I had a few salads this week, so I'm proud of me by getting more veggies in. But yeah, so what I had in my heart this morning, I had so many things I wanted to talk about, but I really want to talk about being strategic on your journey, y'all. Y'all know in this season, my strategy is all about strengthening my core. And in the past, I focused on cardio at one season, then I focused on strength training, and you don't have to be don't be married to a method, guys. You have to realize that sometimes on this journey you can get burnt out with a specific thing, and you have to be willing to be flexible and have to be willing to, like I said in the last video, scrap it. If it ain't working for you, scrap it. Don't beat yourself up about a thing that has caused you to become stagnated. Don't beat yourself up about a season in your life where you're not feeling the same momentum that you had when you started. Y'all know when something is new and it's fresh, you have this love and this excitement and this zeal that come along with the newness that, unfortunately, as the journey progresses, will fizzle out. So you have to be willing to bring fresh ideas to it, bring new things to breathe life into, because this is a lifelong journey. um People tend to want to go in short spurts and say, hey, I want to lose weight for a birthday, or I want to lose weight for a girl's trip, or whatever it is. And then they got a short-lived perspective about their journey. And then once they reach that goal, there's nothing there to fuel the journey. So what I have learned, and like I said, guys, I started my journey in April of 2014. So I literally just reached the 10-year mark in my journey. And sometimes, the enemy will try to make me feel like my journey don't have the same kind of weight because I ain't lose 100 pounds like some of these other people. But at the same time, I lost the chains of depression. I lost the weight of low self-esteem. I lost the psychological damage of a sedentary lifestyle. So even though I may not have necessarily reached 100-pound mark on a scale. I'm healthy and I'm whole, and that right there in itself is worth celebrating. I'm my objective and my goal ain't even really necessarily about a specific number on a scale. I've never really been. I have been small. When I first was in high school, I was skinny, but I was really unhealthy because I had an eating disorder. So I know I have no desire in my heart to be that type of person again. What good is being a size 7 if you got to go 3 days without eating to be able to maintain that thing? What good is being that way if you're so, y'all, when I promise you, when I started gaining weight because of the emotional baggage and stuff that I was carrying, I wanted to look back for pictures of that season in my life where I was so skinny. But I couldn't even find no pictures because I was so bound emotionally, and I was such in a dark place that I didn't even take pictures when I was at my quote unquote ideal weight, as all these people striving to get to. And which, trust and believe, this is not a video about shade, because I have no desire to throw shade at anybody for desiring to achieve a thing and being willing to do whatever they feel like is worth it to get there. I ain't got no whatever. It's a personal journey, boo. Do whatever is beneficial, whatever speaks to you. But I long to live a long, healthy life, and so for me, it's not about reaching a specific number on a scale. It ain't even about a specific size in my clothing, but it's more about being able to see the fact that I'm type 2 diabetic go away, being able to see the fact that I'm anemic, my iron deficiency no longer be a problem for me. It's about me not having to have cardiovascular disease and heart attacks and strokes and all of these things that's in my family tree. I know genetically what I am predisposed to, and so I work hard to try and not allow that to be my portion. And I realize that it's so important for us as individuals to take a holistic approach to our health and wellness journey. So for me, like I said, because I have been in the medical field now since 2006, I see a lot behind the scenes dealing with chronic kidney disease and high blood pressure and diabetes and heart disease and cancer, and see all of these things that really overshadow people's lives, because those things are become their primary focus in life when you're having to spend some people, unfortunately, especially if they got cancer, they may spend 5 or 6 days a week in different doctors' offices because they got all of these conditions that demand their time and eat up their resources and things of that nature. So for me, it's all about giving yourself the best chance, and to really not have to have that lot fall on you. So where I'm at in my life, I advocate for preventative measures to try, and that's one of the reasons why I get so much of a benefit from hosting health and wellness fairs and reaching out to people who have the resources and the ability to instruct us on what's available to us. Unfortunately, many people suffer when there are actually avenues to get the help. I do, in my career field, I help people with patient assistance programs, and I help them with, whatever kind of paperwork they need to be able to still be a functioning part of their family and maintain their careers. So I do a lot behind the scenes, and I love what I do, and I realize that it's not that what I'm going through and the things that I'm learning is not for myself alone. That's one of the things that me and my sister learned, that this thing is bigger than me. It's bigger than just my personal psychological and physical transformation. This thing, Chronicles of the Curvaceous, is a God-breathed organization that desires to help people become the best version of themselves, psychologically, physically, emotionally, all of that stuff. We long to be able to be an asset to people and help them find different strategies and insight and wisdom keys to be able to be successful on their journey. So yeah, I'm just super excited about the fact that God is surrounding me with like-minded people, and he is allowing me to realize that there is a great work that needs to be done in this arena. And it is so much about, so he it's so much freedom available to people, but they don't realize it because they be like I was in the beginning of my journey. When I first started my journey, y'all, I was just looking at this big insurmountable challenge, like this big mountain that was standing before me, and I'm just like intimidated by what I seen, instead of realizing that all it took was me taking it one day at a time and me being willing to show up for me. I showed up for me on the pavement. I showed up for me in the kitchen. I really started to develop the discipline that I needed to become healthy again. When I started my health and wellness journey, I had no idea what God had in store for me. All I knew was I had had a reality check. Somebody came to me and showed me the state that I was in. Sometimes, God, we so lost in our condition, we're so lost in our circumstances that we don't even really see how damaged we are and see how lost and how broken we really are. So when I was in that place, when I was bound by depression and really literally just sitting in my house for 5 years, I had no idea how bad I had allowed things to get, because I used entertainment and things of that nature to escape reality, that I didn't even see myself. I didn't even realize, where I was. I always had a heart to help people. So in that season in my life, I really had a desire to be a blessing to this lady. But because I had let myself go to the extent that I had allowed myself to fall, I was struggling to be able to help somebody else. And she was like, "Well, baby, how old are you? You're struggling to breathe. I'm struggling to breathe, and this thing don't wore you out and don't wore me out." And it really was like, wow, like something that should have been super easy for me was a challenge. And it was simply because I stopped showing up for me. I didn't have no insight on what to do. I just let life just pass me by. And so now I'm in a season in my life where I am really, really being cognizant of the choices that I make and working on my areas of weakness. My area of weakness for me is my core. And the reason why my area of weakness is my in my core is my core is because I knew that was a difficult challenge for me, and I chose not to do it. And I don't know who this message is for, but just because it's hard, sis, just because it's hard, bro, don't mean that you shouldn't do it. It just means that you should work even harder at that thing that's hard for you. Y'all, I'm getting down on the floor now and I'm doing 50 crunches like it ain't nothing. It ain't really, I'm not even really breathing heavy to do those 50 crunches anymore. I am seeing myself gain stamina and gain the momentum in an area that for years I neglected because it posed a challenge to me initially, not really realizing that even in anything, whether it's cardio or whatever area your weaknesses is, the more practice you get at it, the better you'll get at it and the easier it'll become. So I'm just wanting to encourage you to don't take on the whole big old challenge. Yes, you may be in a got a whole lot to work on. You might have whether you might be able to you could look at yourself in the mirror and pick apart every area of your body and say, man, this and this and this and this, I need to do this, I need to do that. But settle yourself. develop a strategy, work on one area at a time. And as you get yourself acclimated in that area and you start to see yourself gaining strength and momentum in that area, then you can build upon that area and go to something else. Not stop doing that, but then you can say, hey, okay, well, I'm gonna still incorporate this, but now I'm gonna work on this. The experts say it takes 21 days to develop a habit. So focus for 21 days and say, hey, y'all, I see, even if for those of you who's following a private group, I spent 30 days on my strong core, just diligently working on my Project Strong Core. And in the end, when I went to go and put on a pair of my gold jeans that I had been working towards getting back into, I put them on and I'm like, oh my God, like these jeans so big, I need a belt. I'm like just hoping that I could just squeeze into them. And my strategic planning and hard work caused it to get to a point where, man, really, these jeans really too big. I don't even really need to wear these nowhere because they're requiring just to hold them up, I'm required to have a belt. And it used to be a time where when I got that kind of experience, and then those of you who watched the body dysmorphia video, you'll understand it was deflating for me psychologically because I was looking to get a catharsis release from it. But now I'm in a place where now I'm embracing, like, whoa, yeah, hey, listen, sis, let me tell you something. You just keep working on it. You keep putting in, developing the discipline and doing what you need to do, and you'll see yourself progressing in a place that you once was stalled in. So I don't know who need to be reminded that strategy is a very being strategic on your journey is very important. It is a catalyst for change. It will definitely accelerate your process, and it will help alleviate some of the anxiety and pressure behind doing your journey. So if you like me, like I was the type of person that I really was clueless when it came to exercise and nutrition and things of that nature. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel, sis. You ain't got to try to figure out a workout regimen, a routine for yourself. There are so many people who have put their stuff out there for you to be able to. There's different apps that you can use and say, hey, I've been seeing this 28-day walking in the home app. There's Pilates apps, there's different YouTube videos, there's different, you can go and you can follow your one of these influencers that you like and start to mimic the different exercise regimens that they use to be able to implement them, so that you can be able to say, hey, well, I just want to do, I want my thighs to get bigger. I want my butt to, all these people in Georgia want to work on their peach, want to get your butt tight. Well, there's different ways that just look. All you got to do is go on the top of your search engine and put what area you want to work on and search for you a video, search for your routine that you can follow, and then it simplifies it for you. And it gives you something to, first and foremost, you get a chance to see how the proper technique for doing the exercise that you're trying to follow, or even the diet plan that you're trying to follow. You can just find these different approaches that will speak to you. And then, of course, when it comes down to nutrition, it's just a matter of making healthier decisions. You ain't gonna be able to completely clean up your diet in one day. If you try to go at it cold turkey and then do it all in one day, sis, you send yourself up for failure. So don't try and just make yourself feel deprived by starving yourself and just scrapping everything. No, work on one thing at a time. Look at that one thing that you really have a problem with. Some people eating sweets ain't a problem. But bread is. Some people drinking water ain't a problem. So but for some people sodas are a problem. So you just write down what you take a deep look at self. What is it that you really feel like is harmful to you, that you need to get out of your life? Take that thing Ask God to give you the wisdom keys, the insight that you need, and then get you a game plan and work on that one thing. Give yourself 21 days of, hey, I'm gonna drink more water this next 21 days, or I'm gonna walk more the next 21 days. I'm gonna do whatever you need to do, because everybody in different places in their journey, and then allow that thing to, once you can check it off and you can say, hey man, I got 21 days behind me. Wow, I can really do this thing. You're gonna see that you're gonna have so much of a passion about a thing, because you feel so accomplished when you reach the end of that 21 days and you have done well with it. And please give yourself grace. If you don't get all 21 days in, it's just challenging you to do more than you did before. It's more the focus is more on being on progression than it is on being perfection. So this is what you need to have more of a focus on your journey on progressing than about being perfected. Because at the end of the day, especially with women, our hormone levels will offset our journey. When we stress and we put so much pressure on ourselves, it makes it harder for our bodies to release the weight. And so you want to do, that's why I advocate for enjoying your journey. Finding you activities and finding you meals that don't seem so, they ain't so hard, it ain't so bland, it ain't whatever. But you can eat healthy and still have flavor. Your food ain't got to be bland just because you eating healthy. You can have a variety of different things, y'all. I'm seeing all of these elaborate vegan restaurants and things like that are popping up, because a lot of people are striving to be healthier in this generation. They really are being health conscious, and they're making more they're trying to make better decisions. So because these arenas are being focused, there are more opportunities and options available than there were 10 years ago. And it ain't so taboo. 10 years ago, people really, I mean, I found a group of people that really ministered to me, that really helped me, but it was more people that frowned upon fitness and health and wellness than there were that were supporting. Now everybody is fitness gurus and everybody is into this thing. So now you got it at your fingertips. It's easily accessible, and there are so many resources that are free. You know, a lot of times people use the excuse of not having enough money and not being able to afford to eat healthy and things of that nature. But really and truthfully, if you really sit down and count up the cost and think about how much money is spent every day in drive-throughs and all these elaborate fancy restaurants. I went to a restaurant last time I did a video. I went to a restaurant and my meal for it was $30 some dollars for some pasta and some chicken. I didn't have nothing but some noodles and some Alfredo sauce and some chicken. I paid $30 some dollars. I didn't even get a drink. I had water, and I still paid $30 some dollars. Imagine what I could have done had I gone to the grocery store and stayed in the produce department. Lettuce ain't expensive. A cucumber ain't expensive. That $30 could have fed me. If I'm just feeding me, it could have fed me for at least a week. But because it was a celebratory moment, and it was something that the sacrifice was worth it. So I'm not complaining about how much money I spent. I'm just shedding the light on these myths that are out here that's saying that eating healthy is more expensive, when actually pulling up, and that was a cheap meal compared to some of these elaborate restaurants, and I had like one of the cheapest things on the menu. So the people around me was spending way more money than what I spent, but I was using wisdom, because one thing I know that, hey, after that meal I still had to eat the rest of the week, and I'm not gonna sit here and blow my budget trying to keep up with the Joneses, as the street committee call it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is, hey sis, you gotta be strategic on your journey. You gotta use wisdom. You have to realize that it's a process. It's gonna take time, and it don't overwhelm yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Allow God to lead you on simple changes that you can make to actually facilitate your growth and your advancement. Yeah, I promise you, 10 years ago when I started my journey, I really didn't have no money. And for real, I initially started just hitting the pavement. Walking don't cost you nothing but some time. That's all getting on the pavement gonna cost you. You can pull up at a park for free. You can walk around your neighborhood for free. It don't cost you nothing. This stuff that I'm doing with the strong core at home, those exercises don't cost me nothing. Yes, I do have equipment, but that's just simply because I made the decision to invest in my health and wellness journey. But the bulk of what I'm doing is my own body weight. It ain't cost me nothing. And really and truthfully, to get a pair of dumbbells, $5-10. That $5 and $10 really, you sacrifice one of them drive through meals, sis, and you got you some equipment. You can go to Five and Below and you get you some exercise equipment if you so desire to do so. But like I said, you could be creative on your journey. It don't require you spending a whole lot of money. You can use canned goods. You can use bottled water. You can use different things at home that will allow your body to get enough resistance to bring the changes to your muscles that you need. But it's more about, like I said, I go on my lunch break. I walk around my parking lot at my job. It don't cost me nothing. I just go outside and I move my feet. That 30 minutes a day is beneficial. It's gonna help my heart so much, and it's gonna help me in the long run with developing my stamina. So those are things that you can do. Since you gonna pay your water bill because you gotta bathe, so put your cup up under that faucet and get you some free water. If you don't feel comfortable, you think the water from the city ain't good enough, boil it, and then put it in the pitcher and put it in the refrigerator and drink it later. There are ways to use wisdom to be able to be healthier and be a better version of yourself. Just cut more. It's more about cutting back your portions, being more active, and really healing. A lot of people they ignore the fact that, or they may not even really have associated with it, that a lot of the weight is associated with unresolved emotional and psychological damage that have been done through past issues that have never been dealt with. We tend to want to ignore things when we really need to address them. Do you have to address them in a public setting? No. Do it have to be be a loud, boisterous thing that's done? No. Spend time with God. Pray. Put those things that you know have affected you, that you have not addressed, on the altar. Ask God to show you how to heal. Ask God to help you reveal what it is that caused you to gain the weight. Trace the roots, sis. Because I promise you, dealing with the surface stuff is not going to you're gonna keep coming back if you don't deal with the root. It's sad that so many people have went to the extreme, and they've had surgeries, they done all this stuff, but they didn't develop the discipline with their fork. They didn't learn how to deal with the psychological impact. They didn't realize their triggers when it come down to emotionally eating and things like that. They never found wisdom keys on how to deal with how they got in the place that they were in. And so when they dropped the weight, when triggers came, they started going right back to the same old mindset, and they found themselves back in that same place again. People don't really talk about how many people who have had bariatric surgery end up having to have more than one, because unfortunately they don't do their work. They don't do the soul work. They don't deal with the psychological thing. They just realize that, okay, this is the tool that's going to get me out of the place that I'm at. But sis, Any tool, a tool is just that, a tool. But if you don't utilize it properly, and you do not use wisdom concerning what it cost you, then you'll be right back in that same place again. And I'm not getting on here to, I don't condemn or shun people who have had surgery. See, sometimes it's a life changing, life saving mechanism that is needed. So I'm not knocking it, but I do feel like those some people run straight to that when they have not exhausted all of their own potential and their own natural means to actually use it, to do it, because they don't want to, they don't want to do the work because they feel like it's so hard. And I get it. Trust me. Sometimes, some days, it be psychologically hard for me to keep showing up for me, especially when you're seeing that you're not progressing to the same on the same acceleration as somebody else, or you're not reaching the same kind of goal that somebody else has reached. But God is showing me, even in all of my own natural processes and growth, that I got to keep my eyes on my own paper. I cannot compare myself to anybody else, because at the end of the day, this is a personal walk, and it's between me and God. And my objective and my goal may be totally different than yours. And if I mean our stories are different, so, and what cost us, what put us in the position is different. Even the mountains that we facing are different. So at the end of the day, I have to realize that the only competition that I got is the woman in the mirror. And my only objective and my only desire is to be a better version of her every time, as the time progresses. I just want to be healthier. I just want to be happier. I just want to be able to be around for my grandchildren and my son, and just be able to know that, hey, when my family were needing me, I was able to be healthy enough that I could show up for them. That I wasn't so stuck and bound in a place that I could not be able to be there for other people. So I know this is what I got for you guys this morning. I know it seemed like this video has been all over the place because I've talked about so much, because I haven't seen you guys in a while. But I just want to reiterate that your game plan, your strategy to be successful is very, very important. And you have to realize that, hey, it's just like somebody who is playing a sport or going out there against their opponent. If you don't have a plan and you don't have something in place to help make sure you reach your goal, then 9 times out of 10 you gonna fail, sis. So I don't want you to fail on your health and wellness journey because you didn't count up the cost, because you didn't really think about, hey, how can I reach this benchmark? How can I really facilitate my own growth and advancement in my health and wellness journey? This thing is it's very, very possible. You can do anything. You can do all. God will give you the ability to do all things, but you have to be willing to seek His wisdom and seek His guidance. And then when He gives you the insight and the wisdom keys that you need, you have to be willing to implement them. You cannot. I mean, that's just like, you could watch 1,000 YouTube videos. You can hear a million motivational speeches, all of this stuff. But if you don't take the information that you gleaned and you gained and apply it to your life, then you won't really be successful. So yeah, I thank God for surrounding me with people that will help me see the things that I'm doing wrong, and help me to really combat the personal mind battles and the things that I have gone through on my journey that has hindered my walk. And then I thank God for the people He has surrounded me to celebrate with me and to rejoice with me in my successes, and to encourage me when I feel like I'm getting bogged down and don't want to do it anymore. I thank God that I can gain strength and courage and motivation to keep going from my village, from my people. So I pray that this video encourage your heart. I pray that it motivates you to stay in the fight, sis. You got this. You got this. Please just make sure you just keep me lifted. Just encourage me. Just, hey, like video, comment, let me know. Hey, I don't want to be creating content and doing these things and it's not really speaking to you. So if you're looking for something in particular, hey, let me know so I can do the research and I can get into your hands what you need. Because if you know what you got, a specific thing that you need that you would like to see on the channel, I am open and I'm game for it. So if it's the Lord's will, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But in the meantime, I want you to embrace and enjoy your journey. Goodbye for now.